Hi everybody, it's Honest John. What I'm doing right now is speech. I'm talking. Ideas are forming in my mind and I'm trying to communicate them. That's what speech is. I could be signing, that's another form of speech. But in this case, it's coming out of my mouth. This right here and this right here, those are money. It's green or silver or copper colored. It can't speak, it can't communicate, it just lies there, and you can buy things with it. It is obviously not the same thing as speech. Kids in grammar school will happily take your money, but they won't ask you to give them a speech. So even they know the difference. Everybody in the United States knows the difference, except for 5 Supreme Court justices: Roberts, Scalia, Alito, Kennedy, and Thomas. These guys are lawyers. They're very smart people. But for some reason they can't tell the difference between a dollar and a word. These same judges also can't tell the difference between a person and a corporation, between a citizen and a corporation, to be more exact. See, a citizen is a flesh and blood person. Starts off there. Flesh and blood. And they have basically entered into a contract with the nation, with the rest of the people of this nation, to respect its laws, to support it, to be loyal. Now, citizens who are born in the United States don't even realize that they're under that contract. It's implicit. People who emigrate here and become citizens, they're taught about it. The word contract isn't used usually, but that's essentially what it is. So a citizen is somebody that has a responsibility to their nation that they're a citizen of. Corporation is an artificial entity. It's not made of flesh and blood. It's made of buildings and bank accounts, and yes, there are people, but that's only a part of its composition. Corporation per se is not a person. It is a citizen of no country, none. Its only loyalty is to the bottom line. And since it's not a citizen, it has no rights under the Constitution. It certainly doesn't have a First Amendment right or a Second Amendment right. And yet 5 Supreme Court judges can't tell the difference between a corporation and a person. Well, actually, they can. They know the difference. They're just lying. They know that what they have done is a lie. It is a perversion of law, a subversion of the Constitution. It is an act of treason. Think about it. They have given the heads of corporations and unions the power to speak for everybody in them, whether they agree or disagree. Giving them that amount of First Amendment right means that you have lost some of yours. See, your First Amendment right goes like this, basically. You can express your opinion, like I'm doing here, without fear of reprisal from the government. Now, the head of a corporation should have no more or less rights than you or I do. But the Supreme Court has handed these fat cat rich son of a bitches most of our First Amendment rights. Before the Citizens United case, you had more freedom than you do now. A whole lot of your First Amendment freedoms were taken from you and handed to your boss. So all of us, we need to join in and support Occupy Wall Street. And also, I'd appreciate it if you'd support my little fair share movement. Make some videos with fair share as your theme. Mention the words fair share in them. Send them to me. Put them as video responses to any of my fair share videos. And I got a bunch of them. They'll be easy to find. Occupy Wall Street, fair share, and things like that. There are other things too. These are the beginning steps to taking our freedom back. And let me say one thing before I go any further. I'm not an advocate for violence. I'm an advocate for justice. And I believe that we can restore our rights and our country's greatness by peaceful means. But I would like to remind Justices Roberts, Alito, Scalia, Kennedy, and Thomas that there will be a reckoning when the righteous and right-thinking people take power in this country. You will stand on the dock. You have committed treason, and the penalty for treason is death. Sleep tight, motherfuckers. Thanks for listening.